Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Spinner Reviews, and today I'm going to be talking about the new album from Katy B called Little Red. So in case you guys across the pond didn't know, with a couple exceptions here and there, pop music here in the US generally sucks right now. Which is kind of sad because to me 2011 to 2013 was this awesome resurgence in terms of quality balance on the Hot 100, but for some reason this year it's just been kind of stagnant and unimpressive. So because I haven't had that big amount of great pop albums to listen to this year, I figured I'd take a look at the UK charts, see what's going on over there. And turns out that for some weird reason, you guys have this album that's #1 on the album chart with numerous top 10 singles, but it's never even been released over here. I don't get it. Frankly, I don't see how Katy B would have any less crossover appeal than, say, Ellie Goulding, and it's fair to say things went well with her. Anyway, with that out of the way, let's talk about the album itself, and I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed. While I wouldn't call anything here amazing necessarily, it's still a really well-crafted set of electro-pop songs with a nice, likable personality to tie it all together. Katy B herself has a great voice, nothing that really reinvents the wheel as far as female pop vocals go, but she can still belt out some of those more emotional, passionate moments really well, while still knowing when to hold things back a bit and rely more on a certain subtle charm. The production is on point throughout this whole album. She brings in a bunch of different electronic music producers from the worlds of pop, house, dubstep, drum and bass, and even some R&B, to make an album that's very cohesive genre-wise, but still make sure each track has its own little traits and catchy melodies to make sure it doesn't all blend together, despite the rather repeating grooves that go throughout a lot of these songs. If I had to pick out a weak point of this album, it would probably be the lyrics. Mostly because they can feel a little interchangeable from track to track, with a lot of them basically being some combination of exaggerated love promises and club encounters. But at the same time, for a genre like this, lyrics aren't that huge and important a thing, so I'm willing to overlook that a bit. Besides, there are some major exceptions to that for sure, namely when she tends to get a little bit more creative or clever or personal, like on the Jessie Ware collab Aaliyah, the closer Still, and especially my personal favorite Crying for No Reason, which is actually how I got into this album, those last two especially being more on the emotive power ballad side of things. If I had to point out another minor gripe, would that be there are a couple duds on the back half that are a little less memorable, but as a whole, this is still a really enjoyable pop record, and I'm going to give it a solid 7.5. For any other Americans watching this, if you're looking for some refreshing pop music that actually gets the whole electronic dance music or EDM thing right, then I really recommend checking this out. I'll actually put an album stream in the description if that helps. And for the Brits watching this, can you guys, send a letter to the Queen or whatever to get Katy B some publicity over here? Trust me, our pop charts at the moment would be a lot better for it. So if you guys have heard this album, what do you think of it? Do you agree with what I had to say, disagree, have any feedback about the channel in general? Let me know in the comments down below. And I'm kind of sorry that this review is a little shorter than a lot of my other ones, but I just kind of wanted to put the word out there about this album. Also, share this around with anyone who might be interested, like the Facebook page in the description for updates, commentaries, and music news, and reviews of older albums. And hopefully I'll see you in the next episode of Spinner Reviews.